Should they trade for a center if the health of Weston Rich is still a question?
I don't think they can go into the season with Daniel Brunskill as the starting center. It's one thing for him to be the guard, but he's never started a game at center in his life in the NFL. And you got to know that he can snap the ball correctly every time.
Right.
Not 99% of the time, every time. Because if there's one play where his shotgun snap goes over the quarterback's head or is a one hopper, that could lose the game for you. And you can't afford to have that kind of a question mark on a Super Bowl roster. So I like Daniel Brunskill. I think his value to the team is that he can back up 5 positions, but I don't think you actually want him starting at center week 1 or any game, maybe filling in, but never starting. So I don't know what they have right now. They got not Richburg, not Garland. Maybe Garland will come back eventually. I guess it kind of hinges on that. If Garland can play week 1, they don't need to sign or trade for a center. But if he can't, I don't think they would even want to go in with Daniel Brunskill. So I think the way I look at it is, if they sign Daniel Kilgore, the former 49er, that means Garland probably won't be ready to play week 1. If they don't sign Kilgore, things should be fine with Garland. And from what I hear, it's an ankle sprain. So what, 2-3 weeks? It shouldn't be too bad.
And the offensive line, as you and I talked about last time, so important to this intricate offense that Kyle Shanahan has put together. And like you said, one bad snap could cost you the game. How many times since the NFL has gone to a passing league have we seen one bad snap cost teams a game? I mean, I'll give you the perfect example. We've seen in New Orleans a couple of times where a snap can go over Drew Brees' head, and it forces Brees to scramble. It forces the offensive line to protect longer than usual, while Brees has to make it up on the fly. And with this intricate of an offense, you cannot have any mistakes, especially from center who's.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the way the Super Bowl ended, one of the main reasons the Niners lost is because their interior offensive line wasn't good enough. And in the fourth quarter, it got dominated by Chris Jones. And it was interesting. You'd think, well, that's like the one weakness the Niners have on offense. They'll definitely address that in the offseason and be better there. But I don't see that they're better at right guard. I mean, they figure, well, Weston Richburg will come back eventually, be better at center. But right now they're down 2 centers. They wanted to have a competition at right guard between Brunskill and Compton, but they can't have that because Brunskill is now filling in at center. So you've got a center who probably isn't going to play there week 1 and a right guard who has been awful. I mean, I'm sorry, Tom Compton, but he's bounced around the league, and seeing him in person, he can't drop anchor as he just gets pushed. So they're actually experimenting with Colton McKivitz in the starting lineup right now. So the interior O-line may have taken an actual step back. They may need to get Mike Person on the phone and get him to come play because they're that desperate. So center, it's like Daniel Kilgore should be a fine fill-in, but I'm kind of concerned about right guard because it was an issue, and it was such an issue in the Super Bowl. It might have been the issue.